What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we are diving into the new series All Out Battles. We are going up against Kid Goku. And with that being said, we are bringing a team of the Sworn Enemies Extreme Class team setup. We do have AGL LR Frieza. He is going to represent as our leader because one of his leader skills is, of course, Sworn Enemies. Let me see. All right, so this first rotation is really not that bad, being that we have two STR characters right here set up. It's not helping, though, that they are both the Cell units. Would have been cool if one of them was at least the STR Boo, but will live. Cell, he's a pretty good character to put in slot 1 as it is, so I'm really not, spazzing too hard about it. Let me see. And being that it is, just the start of the battle, he's probably not going to dish out as much damage as I would like for him to. Alright, let me see. And Frieza, he's going to help us out. Even though he's a main support for, reps of Universe 7, he is a very good support for the Extreme Team setup. So that is something that, he does help out with his team. I know a few people probably thought that, oh, he doesn't have anything to do with it, whatever. But he is a good team player for this team setup. And being that, you have to actually accomplish some of these missions, you will have to use a Sworn Enemies team setup to actually, get some of these missions done. So that's just something to pay attention to. Because Cell, being that we have the friend unit and our unit here, we will have the damage reduction that's going to eventually stack up. Well, that's after his, whole revival setup and all that. But when he attacks with 12 or more ki, the attack does go up by 150%, and he stacks the defense that can go up to 150%. That's what I was really talking about. But he does have that revival as well. He brings out the tournament domain, the Cell Games Arena for 5 turns, so that is something to consider when bringing him into the team. I probably screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up, bro. Demon King Piccolo in slot 3 is not a bad idea because he does get that dodge, but Frieza, I probably should have put him in slot 1. The orbs was just terrible, man. That orb setup was horrible. But hey, we were able to survive, so I'm not stressing. All right. Now Cell will definitely put him in slot 1. Something like this, I would put Cell in slot 1 and then put Boo in slot 3. Frieza, I don't know. It kind of just depends. Because Frieza, he can be decent, being beside Cell, but it's not going to make a huge difference. Boo, I just really want to make sure he gets in enough of those enough orbs just in general, so I just made sure I gave those to him. But it looks like either way it could have just gone either way, because we did have the end orbs after we were done. Let's see what Cell does. Come on, yes sir. The damage reduction, though, is going to help with the whole setup as far as putting Cell in slot 1. He does have that revival, so, you can kind of depend on that, but at the same time, I wouldn't, just lean on that to where, you just automatically assume things. Come on. Boo's going to survive. Now, I'm a little bit worried about Boo and Frieza on this turn because of them being type disadvantage. But Frieza should be just fine. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. Sworn enemies, the group itself is not the best. It does have some very good characters to choose from. But that kind of depends on everybody else's, box and what that looks like. So your team setup could look completely different from mine. This is just the, fortunate team setup that I have to put together because this is kind of a more recent account that I'm using. So that's really the only reason why I don't have certain characters for, certain teams and whatnot. Let me see. Yeah, we should be fine. Should be. Get those orbs to Frieza. I was really trying to get some HP back too. I was definitely paying attention to that. See that damage reduction? That's gonna help us out a hell of a lot. And being that the friend unit, I think his is max link level 10. So that definitely helps. And then Frieza, he's got his easy A. What was I gonna look at for Frieza? Oh, Frieza has his active. Yeah. But the superclass enemy has to have the HP of 30% or less. That's when Frieza can activate his active. So that's pretty much when you can catch that, being able to be procced. Once you have the boss, you have the HP kind of depleted. And, you can kind of just end up in that turn setup to where you can actually use Frieza's active skill. But I'm more so curious as to how much damage we're going to get out with these cell units because they are type advantage. So that's really my main focus. Come on. That damage Frieza. 3 mil. 5. You see, took a little bit of a hit right there. Cell definitely slot 1. And Demon King Piccolo slot 3. And we can really activate his active so we can get these Dragon Balls, get those set up. I believe. Ooh, I forgot. I low-key had my my animations turned off because I had attempted this before, and I was going to include my loss in this video, but I ended up cutting it out. Yeah, damn. Wish I would have had my animations on, but it is what it is. We still have orbs for Demon King Piccolo. And then we still have orbs for next round as well. We got one more Dragon Ball to collect. Now we'll be fine. Ooh, that was a little close. It was a tad bit close. Come on, Cell. Yes, sir. Yeah. Cell, I need that attack up there, bro. He stacks up defense, but I wish he would stack up a little bit of attack too. But we do get these additional supers, so that's what I love about that man. Yes, sir. I think this is the last turn for that, though. Yeah. Because it's only for the first 5 turns when he launches the additional super that doesn't, that's not involved with any other additional supers that he picks up. And boo, he survives. Thank God. That man had me worried. Demon King Piccolo, he's gonna, dish out some fodder damage. I really just included him because, I didn't have another sworn enemy that was actually awakened and built up and all that, so he was really one of my last options. I believe I could have chose a couple other units, but they weren't up there like that, so I was like, hey, what the hell, let's go ahead and put Piccolo in there. So we can activate Frieza's active, but I believe I'm just gonna go ahead and sit on that Cell in slot 1. We could use it now, but yeah, I guess it will just depend on some of you guys' situation too, on when you want to use some of these actives. We were able to get the orbs for Boo, And Frieza will just sit on his. Next time we come back around, we'll definitely use Frieza's active. Here we go. My boy Cell. We haven't even went through the revival, but it seems like his damage reduction is still working pretty fine. He does have that, up by 20%, just like regardless. Yes, sir. And then see, my friend unit, his is link level 10, is max link level 10. I really want to get mine to that level. I just don't want to spend the, I just don't want to spend the resource. I don't want to spend the resources for him. I can't fucking talk. Come on, boo. Boo, boo, boo. See, if I had Boo rainbowed, he would be doing a hell of a lot more damage than this. And I would probably use him a little bit more too, if he was rainbowed. It's not too bad of damage though. It's 11 million. And Frieza's going in with 14. I know if this wasn't, type disadvantage for Frieza, he would be doing a lot more damage too. Because what was that, 23 million? On that first super? That was crazy. 1.5. Getting these additional supers in. So, was that? So I guess this is the other Cell's domain that automatically procced up. So we can put Cell in slot 1 and have him automatically get up with, he has more links with Boo, so that's pretty much why you see me put him next to Boo most of the time, instead of Frieza. Unless I put Frieza in slot 1, but it's not really the plan I'm trying to follow up with. You got good orbs for Boo, good orbs for Frieza. See, this is the type of orb setup that I like to see. It's valid just for all 3 of the units. I can get everybody set up pretty straight. Cell, he definitely could have used some STR orbs, but just overall, we had a lot of orbs to give to him. A few rainbow orbs at that too. 7.5. Going in with 13.6 mil. It's pretty good. If he had another dupe installed into him, he would definitely be doing a little bit more damage. Excuse me. And that's probably the thing with some of my units that some people probably notice, and it might deter some people, and it might attract, the opposite people. Some people watch, YouTube content to see people use, completely rainbowed units. They want to see the full max power of what a unit can do. And some people really just, want to see the genuine footage of like a real-time player, somebody who is, on like a similar budget, somebody who can always go in and get, every single character rainbowed, or all the Dokkan Fest characters rainbowed and all that good stuff. If you're fortunate enough to just pull characters like that, then that's cool. But I'm not going to be one of those, YouTube creators that sits here and kind of like incites for people to like spend money on a gacha game. Because Dokkan, it's definitely one of those gacha games where it's like, it's literally like just hit or miss. I do find it, if you want to take my advice, I'm a longtime player of Dokkan and Legends. So with both of these games, whenever I go in and summon on the banners, we'll go in and get Demon King Piccolo's active. Yeah, so now that man powers up a little bit. He gets a little bit of a boost. It's not crazy or nothing like that. He is a free-to-play character. But like I was saying, summoning on these banners, you do want to keep in mind that I feel like the best time to summon is when you already have your currency prepared, before you log into the game. So if you already have your Dragon Stones, you already have your Chronos Crystals, set up. I find it, being my most, I find my most lucky pools being when I log into the game early in the morning or just, you know, when I first log in, any part of the day, I haven't done anything on the game and whatnot, I feel like that's really my best moments when I pull, you know, new characters and stuff like that. So you can take that advice as you will. You know, some people may have already, you know, experienced that, so they know how they, you know, summon on their game. But that's pretty much how I have really, you know, experienced Dokkan and Legends. Let me see. And so, yeah, this cell is rainbowed. So this is, you know, this is the full potential of what Cell can do when you really put dupes into him. And he is a valuable, you know, Dokkan Fest TUR. The fact that some people overlook him sometimes is crazy, honestly. I'm not even a Cell fan, but like using Cell sometimes is pretty insane. Then Easy STR Boo, he finishes it off for us. So that's pretty much what we have for today's video. Let me know what team you used for the Seriously Serious All Out Battles Part 2 versus Kid Goku in the physical boss form. So we pretty much got through it without too much problem, but let me know down in the comments what you used, and I'll see you guys in the next Dokkan Battle video. Take care. Peace.